All right, I wanted to make a video today of the general what's involved with installing the new Motion Pro Rev2 variable rate throttle kit. It's a improved version of the revolver kit that they've had out for a number of years. I think the main thing they've revised is the cable pack that they send with it to improve the action a little bit. But anyway, again, this is going to be a general overview, not a step-by-step how to do it. It does involve removing the airbox, which on the ducts can be, a little involved. Do read the notes, warnings, and cautions in the box. And one of the first things you come across is they'll tell you that the cables are not lubricated. So you got to lube those things before you put them on, or else you're going to find out you're going to get some binding action before too long. The kit consists of a package of cams, a nice aluminum throttle housing with the throttle tube and a couple of street grips, and the cable assembly, which is it's all first class. The one I've put in is the orange cam in here is the only progressive cam. The rest are fixed ratio cams, but the progressive cam is what they call the street or road race cam, and it gives you basically stock action up to about 40 degrees, and then starting around 70, the cam really picks up into a fairly quick cam and reduces your overall throttle travel probably about 10 degrees. It works pretty well in not having to reposition your wrist on this bike. And you don't have to put up with the action of a fast cam when you're riding around the streets. This is an 1198S. It's been modified a pretty good bit, but as far as the airbox and throttle assemblies go, it's going to be stock. So if it looks a little bit different, don't let that confuse you. Bodywork's got to come off. Fuel tank's got to be removed. What you're looking at when you get down to that level is remove the snorkels on either side because the airbox has got to come off. On top of the airbox, the rear fuel injector wiring plug. The plug has to be removed, not the injector, just the plug. And there's one out of sight on the front of the box down low for the front cylinder. Remove that electrical plug. The airbox itself has a couple of hose clamps securing it to the throttle boot, the rubber boots on the front and rear intake. Phillips head type of clamp. You can just undo those and get it ready to remove. Coming around this side of the bike, on the front, there are a couple of electrical connections that have to come off on the throttle assemblies. If you can see it, that's the TPS or throttle position sensor. Undo that plug, electrical plug, and on the back up here on the stepper motor, there's just a quick release electrical plug on that. Once you get your injector plugs off, the TPS plug, the stepper motor plug, basically you're ready to start removing the airbox. It should lift off with a little working back and forth to get it off the rubber boots. You've got the snorkels already off. Once you remove the box, there is some routing on the throttle cables that are on the front of the box. You're not going to be able to get to them until the box is off. But one of them is a little steel spring wire clip. You have to unscrew that and remove it to really get it free of the throttle cables. And of course, when you put the Motion Pro cables back in, you got to reinstall that clip to keep them routed coming up the front of the airbox so they won't interfere with anything. No problems were noted at all on that. The throttle linkage comes in right there and attaches to the cam on the throttle bodies, and then it's just routed just like the stock cables up the front of the box there, through the frame and up top. No problems at all. You got plenty of room. The cables were bike specific, and like I said, they're first class. Top, you've got a really nice aluminum throttle housing, and they've also improved the adjusters. You got a couple of adjusters right here on their cables. I found that with them all the way in as they shipped, I didn't have to make any adjustments at all. I still had the throttle free play at idle, just like stock, and everything works pretty well. Just like the other, the kit, the revolver kit, pretty easy to remove. You just take the screws out. If you want to change a cam out, slide the throttle tube off and stick another cam in, snap it back on, put the cables up in the appropriate holes, and you're set to go. So overall, just a few hours spent in the afternoon to get it